Have you ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges, unsure of how to stay calm or make the right choices? It's something we all experience at different points. But what if there was a way to handle every obstacle with ease and clarity? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us powerful lessons on how to maintain control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions, no matter what life throws at us. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This simple, yet profound idea tells us that while we can't control everything that happens around us, we have full control over how we respond. It's not the events themselves that affect us, but our reaction to them. The power to stay calm, think clearly, and act wisely lies within our grasp. Another powerful quote comes from Epictetus. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a reminder that life will always present challenges, but it's how we choose to handle them that defines us. Every day, we face moments where we must decide whether to react with anger, frustration, or patience. Stoicism encourages us to choose the path of inner peace and self-control. Today, we'll explore 10 Stoic principles that you can tell yourself every day to help you live with more clarity, calm, and strength. These teachings can transform the way you think, act, and react. So, let's dive into these timeless lessons and learn how to build a life of true inner freedom, no matter what happens around us. Point 1. I control only my thoughts and actions. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that we have control over only one thing: our own thoughts and actions. This idea can be both freeing and empowering. We can't control other people's behavior, the weather, or unexpected events in life, but we can control how we respond to them. As Epictetus famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Think about it. Every time you face a challenge or difficult situation, it's your reaction that determines whether it will affect your peace of mind. If someone cuts you off in traffic, you can choose to get angry, or you can choose to stay calm and let it go. If your day doesn't go as planned, you can either stress about it or accept that things didn't go your way and focus on making the best of what's left. By reminding yourself every day that you control your thoughts and actions, you take back your power. Instead of getting lost in what you can't change, you focus on what you can. This shift in focus allows you to lead a more intentional, peaceful life, unaffected by external events. Remember, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, as Marcus Aurelius wisely put it. If you choose to fill your mind with negativity or anxiety, you'll find your life filled with those emotions. But if you focus on staying calm, present, and in control, you'll experience a deeper sense of peace, no matter what happens around you. Point 2. This too shall pass. Life is a series of ups and downs. Some days are great, and others can feel like they're filled with nothing but challenges. But one of the most powerful Stoic reminders is that no matter what you're going through, it will not last forever. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, time is a river, and we are just passengers. Life is always moving, and nothing, good or bad, lasts forever. When you're facing a tough time, it can feel like it's never going to end. Whether it's a stressful situation at work, a personal struggle, or a global crisis, it's easy to become overwhelmed. But by telling yourself, "This too shall pass," you're shifting your mindset from despair to acceptance. No matter how difficult the moment is, remind yourself that it's temporary. The Stoics understood that life is full of change, and resisting change only causes more suffering. Instead of clinging to a moment of hardship, embrace the understanding that everything has a beginning and an end. Even if things feel tough right now, the circumstances will change. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging that pain or hardship is a part of the process, and it will eventually fade. Every day, remind yourself that challenges are temporary. This perspective gives you the mental strength to push through difficult times, knowing that relief is on the other side. As the Stoics teach us, true peace comes from accepting the impermanence of all things. Point 3. I will be mindful of my emotions. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but it's easy to let them control us. The Stoics teach us that while we can't always control our emotions, we can control how we respond to them. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Often we create stories in our minds that fuel unnecessary stress, fear, or anger. Learning to step back and observe our emotions without being consumed by them is a crucial Stoic practice. Every day, take a moment to check in with yourself. How do you feel? Are you angry, anxious, or sad? Instead of letting these emotions run wild, pause and reflect on where they're coming from. Stoicism encourages us to be aware of our emotional reactions, but not to let them define our actions. If you feel frustrated, ask yourself, is this frustration serving me, or is it making things worse? One powerful technique from Stoicism is the practice of viewing the situation from above, or imagining the larger picture. When you feel overwhelmed by an emotion, take a step back and look at it as if you're observing someone else. Is it truly worth getting upset about? Can you choose a more peaceful response? By doing this, you give yourself the space to make better decisions instead of reacting impulsively. Emotions are signals, not commands. By staying mindful of your emotions, you empower yourself to choose how to respond. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Each day, practice observing your emotions without being controlled by them, and you'll find yourself gaining more inner peace and emotional strength. Point 4. I will focus on what I can do, not what I can't. One of the greatest obstacles to happiness is getting stuck in the mindset of "I can't." It's easy to feel helpless when things aren't going our way, but Stoicism teaches us that the key to a peaceful life is focusing on what is within our control, not on what is outside of it. As Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters." This means that even in the most difficult situations, you always have the power to control your response. Every day, remind yourself to focus on what you can do, not what you can't. When facing a problem, ask yourself, what is within my control in this situation? By concentrating on the things you can influence, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you take away the power of external circumstances to disturb your peace. Whether it's a personal issue or a professional setback, you always have a choice in how you approach the situation. Rather than wasting energy on what's out of your hands, focus on taking action where you can. If you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting upset, you can use that time to listen to a podcast or reflect on your day. If you're facing a setback at work, focus on improving what you can in that moment, rather than stressing about things beyond your control. By practicing this daily, you begin to feel empowered instead of helpless. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to choose your response. And as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The obstacles you face can be the very things that lead you to your greatest growth if you focus on what you can do. Point 5. I am responsible for my own happiness. In a world where we often look to others or external circumstances for happiness, Stoicism teaches us a powerful truth. We are responsible for our own happiness. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This means that happiness doesn't come from outside sources. It comes from within. It's not about what happens to you, but how you choose to respond to it. Every day, remind yourself that your happiness is in your hands. You can't control the weather, the actions of others, or the challenges life throws your way, but you can control how you perceive them. Instead of waiting for happiness to come to you, take proactive steps each day to create your own contentment. Focus on gratitude, practice kindness, and take time to do things that make you feel fulfilled. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from aligning with nature and living virtuously. It's not about chasing pleasure or avoiding discomfort. It's about finding inner peace through wisdom, self-discipline, and acceptance. By telling yourself each day that you are the creator of your own happiness, you free yourself from the belief that your joy depends on anything outside yourself. As Seneca wisely put it, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Don't wait for happiness to come from external sources. Take responsibility for it now, and you'll find that true contentment comes from within. Point 6. I will embrace discomfort as a way to grow. Stoicism teaches us that discomfort is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. Every time we face discomfort, we have an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. As Seneca wisely said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Facing discomfort head-on is a way to make the most of our time and to build the strength that will carry us through life's challenges. Many of us try to avoid discomfort. We seek pleasure, ease, and convenience because they feel good in the moment. However, the Stoics remind us that true growth comes from overcoming difficulties. When you embrace discomfort, whether it's through physical exercise, learning a new skill, or stepping out of your comfort zone, you become stronger, not just in body, but in mind as well. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This means that we can choose to control our reactions to discomfort. Instead of avoiding pain or stress, we can choose to see them as opportunities for personal development. For example, when you face a challenge at work or in your personal life, rather than wishing it were easier, remind yourself that this difficulty is a chance to improve and develop your inner strength. By embracing discomfort, you prepare yourself for bigger challenges in the future. You start to see discomfort as a natural part of life, not something to be feared. It's a way to test your limits, build resilience, and grow into the best version of yourself. Each day, remind yourself that every uncomfortable situation is an opportunity to become stronger and more capable. Point 7. I will practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is one of the simplest, yet most powerful Stoic practices. The Stoics understood that happiness is not about what we have, but how we view what we have. Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." This reminder encourages us to start each day with an appreciation for the gift of life itself. It's easy to get caught up in what's going wrong or what we don't have. But the Stoics encourage us to focus on what we do have, no matter how small it may seem. By practicing gratitude every day, we shift our perspective from scarcity to abundance. Instead of complaining about what we lack, we begin to appreciate what we already possess: our health, relationships, opportunities, and even the simple joys of life. Seneca once said, "A grateful mind is a great mind, which eventually attracts to itself great things." Gratitude brings us peace and joy because it shifts our focus from what's missing to what's present. It helps us to realize that even on our toughest days, there is always something to be thankful for. Start each day by listing 3 things you are grateful for. It doesn't matter how big or small. They could be something as simple as a warm cup of coffee, a good book, or a kind word from a friend. By making gratitude a daily habit, you change the way you see the world, and you'll begin to feel richer and more fulfilled, regardless of your external circumstances. Point 8. I will not be controlled by the opinions of others. It's natural to seek validation and approval from others, but Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes from within. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The opinion of others is not worth worrying about. What matters is your own opinion of yourself." When we are overly concerned with what others think, we give up control over our own lives. We start to shape our decisions and actions based on external expectations instead of our own values. The Stoics remind us that we can't control other people's opinions, but we can control how much we let them influence us. We can choose to live authentically, guided by our own principles, rather than trying to fit into someone else's idea of who we should be. This doesn't mean we should ignore others entirely. It means we should not let their judgment control us. As Epictetus put it, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you're faced with criticism or judgment, take a moment to reflect. Is it valid? Is it based on truth? Or is it simply someone else's opinion that doesn't define you? By detaching yourself from the opinions of others, you become free to live according to your own values, not someone else's standards. Practice telling yourself daily, "I am enough as I am. My worth is not determined by others." With this mindset, you can start making decisions that are true to yourself without the fear of being judged or rejected. Point 9. I will focus on the present moment. One of the most important lessons Stoicism teaches is the importance of living in the present. It's easy to get caught up in worrying about the future or regretting the past, but Stoicism reminds us that all we truly have is the present moment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Confine yourself to the present. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. The only time we can influence is right now." When we focus too much on what has happened or what might happen, we miss out on the opportunities of today. The Stoics teach us to fully engage with the present moment, to take action now, rather than waiting for the perfect time or dwelling on mistakes. Each day, remind yourself that the present is all that truly matters. Epictetus said, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us." This means that by changing our focus to the present moment, we can reduce anxiety and stress. When you catch yourself worrying about the future or regretting the past, bring your attention back to the here and now. Focus on what you can do in this moment to move forward or improve. By practicing this every day, you'll begin to feel more grounded and peaceful. You'll notice that when you focus on the present, life feels less overwhelming, and you can make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. Point 10. I will be patient and trust the process. Stoicism teaches us that patience is a virtue. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen quickly or when progress feels slow. But the Stoics remind us that true growth takes time, and we must trust the process. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This includes mastering the ability to be patient and accept that results take time. Every day, remind yourself that things will happen when they are meant to. Whether you're working on a personal goal, trying to improve a skill, or waiting for something to unfold in your life, remember that patience is key. Trust that the effort you're putting in today will eventually pay off, even if it's not immediately visible. The Stoics believed that life is a journey, not a race. When you rush toward your goals, you often miss important lessons along the way. Trusting the process allows you to remain calm and focused, knowing that with consistent effort, success will follow. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that every obstacle is a part of the journey, and each moment contributes to your growth. By practicing patience every day, you free yourself from the frustration of rushing and the anxiety of needing immediate results. Trust that everything will unfold in its own time, and focus on doing the best you can with each step along the way. As we've explored, Stoicism offers powerful tools to improve our daily lives and transform our mindset. By reminding ourselves each day of these principles, we can navigate the challenges of life with greater calm, resilience, and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If we focus on controlling what we can, accepting what we cannot, and embracing discomfort as part of our growth, we unlock the potential to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Incorporating Stoic thoughts into our daily routine can help us shift our focus from external circumstances to our inner strength. When we practice gratitude, live in the present, and detach from the opinions of others, we begin to build an unshakable foundation of peace within ourselves. Seneca wisely noted, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By controlling our thoughts and choosing our responses, we can reduce unnecessary suffering and increase our sense of fulfillment. The path to a Stoic mindset isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every day is an opportunity to improve, to practice patience, and to grow in wisdom. Epictetus reminds us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Life will throw challenges our way, but with these Stoic principles, we can meet them with clarity, strength, and grace. So, start today. Reflect on these Stoic ideas, repeat them daily, and watch how they shape your thoughts, actions, and ultimately, your life. Remember, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. By embracing these teachings, you become the best version of yourself, not for others, but for your own peace of mind and growth. If you found these Stoic tips helpful, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support means a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.